1, and we are live.
What's up, everybody? I'm James.
And I'm Vincent.
And this is Strictly Casual. So glad you could join us for your weekly news update. Today, the date of recording is Wednesday, March 18th, but you guys will be seeing this on Friday, the 20th. Welcome back for another week of news.
Episode 7, baby. Let's go.
Episode 7, come on.
I'm stoked. Here's what we got, though. We're recording this on Wednesday.
Yes.
Because we gotta get out of here.
We gotta get out of here.
What's going on?
As you guys might know, we're in college right now. This is our apartment.
Right.
But, you know, that COVID-19's been going around. It's a big deal, so a lot of colleges are getting evacuated.
Nasty.
Our college is one of those bad boys.
Yeah.
And so we got to move back home.
James is going back to Seattle.
I'm going back to Seattle. Vincent is going back to the Bay.
That's right.
So we will continue the podcast through an audio format, at least just to start.
So after this will be our last video podcast for a couple weeks.
At the very least.
We're gonna do a couple audios after this until we can get how we're gonna figure out remote recording video and audio and stuff. So the first one might be a little shaky, but we'll get there. We're gonna get there.
We will get there. We promise you guys.
All right, James.
Is that all the housekeeping we have?
I guess so. I don't know. We're just trying to get this episode. We want to keep going. We want to
keep going.
We want to be dedicated every week to
Yeah.
releasing on Friday.
Yeah.
And by recording early, this is literally the only way we're gonna be able to put another episode out. So yeah.
And that's it.
That's it. What have you been playing?
Oh my gosh, what have I been playing? Let's see. Honestly, it feels like I haven't been playing a lot just because of everything going around.
It's been crazy.
It's been crazy.
We've had not a lot of time to play games.
But what we have been going back to, time and time again, is Warzone.
Warzone? We've only played games together this week.
That is true.
I haven't played anything alone. Right. We've played Warzone nonstop.
Yeah.
Plunder and Battle Royale. Pokemon Sword.
A lot of Pokemon Sword.
And do you know what we've been playing a lot this week, which I didn't really realize?
What?
Smash.
Yeah, I've been playing a lot of Smash.
Dude, we've been playing hella Smash. And it's great.
It is, especially when we have buddies over.
Exactly.
Who, are trying to get better at it, and so we're trying to,
I suck.
Okay.
I really
I'm not going to say that I suck, because that would be, falsely humble.
I would say I'm mediocre at best, with a couple characters.
Yeah, well, I think you're decent.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
The vote of confidence is thanks.
Yeah.
You know, Cloud mains out there, rise up.
Cloud mains, come on, baby.
Yeah. So.
Joker mains, where you at?
Oof.
Come on.
Whatever.
But yeah, arguably Plunder is better than Battle Royale.
I don't know if better, but they're different. They're very fun.
Sorry. I guess I should say that I just prefer it more.
Sure.
Because it's a little more fast-paced.
Yeah.
I like the forgiving aspect just because it's a pressure reliever for me, so I feel like I could perform better. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I would say coming from 500 hours on Fortnite in a single year, I would say that I prefer the Battle Royale mode.
Yeah.
Because there's moments that you can't get in Plunder because the stress is so high.
Sure.
So when one of those moments happens, it's way more memorable for me.
And you can't forget, you don't have the gulag in Plunder.
The gulag, bro.
The gulag.
It's hilarious.
It's great.
It's the best.
I love it. What a meme.
Great.
But I think that's all we have for what we've been playing this week, to be honest.
Yeah. Oh, I jumped back into Dreams I did a little 20 minutes of Dreams.
We both did for a hot second. I just wanted to look at memes. Dreams memes are another tier.
Dreams memes.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
A lot of it is just Wario doing stupid shit.
Yeah, Wario and Shrek. What else do we get a lot of? Horrible Darth Vader animations. Abysmal. Maybe slightly offensive to the character, if I was to say so myself.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Who knows? Okay.
We got a lot of big news today.
Let's throw into it. So today's Wednesday.
Yesterday. Something big just happened today, first of all.
Yes.
Something big happened today. Yesterday
we get a tweet from good old PlayStation, our pals over at PlayStation official Twitter account, saying that we are getting a spec hardware announcement video tomorrow.
Right. And
live stream.
What I thought that meant was my astronomically large hope.
Yes.
Was that we would get visuals of the hardware. But that is not what happened, ladies and gentlemen.
I think I knew we weren't going to get any of that.
I knew you knew that.
Which is sad.
Yeah.
Like, there's a part of me that really hoped we were going to get that, but I knew it was too good. It was too good to be true. So,
but let me tell you about what we do have.
James and I had a late night last night.
We did have a late night last night.
And we were, right before we went to bed, we said, are we really going to get up at 9 a.m. to watch this? And I said, it's PlayStation 5 news. We have to.
We have to.
I wasn't planning on it, but I did wake up to the live stream starting, and James was already watching it, so I just, like, propped myself up and watched it. Was it worth it?
It's hard to feel like it's worth it.
Make the judgment for yourself, for sure.
That is true. Make the judgment for yourself, but it is a 50-minute conference or announcement. So if you really want to know if you're very smart, you can really comprehend the very technical specs of the hardware, then absolutely watch it. But for Vin and I, run-of-the-mill, average tech guys who do not spend our days reviewing computer specs, like
we do know a little bit.
We do know a little bit. Like I built my PC at home, so I know a little bit when they're talking about computing and processing power.
But I can be completely honest. Half the stuff they said today, right over my head.
Me too.
Me too. The only frame of reference I had was the comparisons to Xbox, what they like, and that's it.
Right.
Obviously, there's like some basic stuff that I know.
Yeah.
Okay. So what do we got? What do we got?
All right. So, in a Eurogamer article by Richard Ledbetter, said that there are some core details that there was announced today, and these are just a few like overarching themes of the specs. So we have is technical specifications of PlayStation 5 and its innovative boost approach to core clocks, the features of the PlayStation 5 GPU, how the SSD helps deliver the next generation dream, how Sony tackles expandable storage, and unprecedented 3D audio fidelity via the Tempest 3D audio engine.
Okay, so here's the thing. I would say the first half of the conference, I was just whelmed. As in, like, I didn't feel like, oh my gosh, this is insane, this is so cool. Like, the things... Let me talk about the things that kind of, like, didn't resonate with me at all.
Go for it.
The storage... Okay, wait. First off, we're getting a solid state flash drive.
800...
I'm getting to that.
Okay, just go off. Go ahead. Go for it. Do it.
Solid state drive, awesome. Thank God. I can't imagine going through another hard drive, right? It's tough. It's tough that we have that now, but I'm excited for this very fast upgrade we're about to get. But I'm not excited that we're only having 820. What is it?
850.
850 gigs of storage on.
No, 825.
825 gigs of storage on the PS5. Big suck.
I don't know if it's necessarily big suck, Vincent.
Oh my gosh.
I can't.
I have 400 gigabytes on my PlayStation, and I can play 2 games. I have Call of Duty downloaded and Dreams downloaded.
But here's the thing: how many games do you feel the need to have on your PlayStation 4 at one time?
It's hard to say because I really
How many games are you actively playing at one time?
Right now, I really want Battlefront on there because I love Battlefront right now. I really want to finish Horizon, and it would be great to have Destiny on there because I really want to jump into the new season. I
think you can get all 5 of those in the 825 gigabytes.
Right, but with quick resume and you can have multiple games open at the same time. Why not have more?
Sure.
But
it is expandable.
And that's the other thing I'm excited about.
And so the way that they're doing this is, if you're not familiar with PC hardware, there's a thing called an M.2 drive. And what that is it's like a flat, almost looks like a computer chip. And it's long, it's about this long, and it's flat, and you just like stick it right in your motherboard. And so what that is basically it doesn't interfere with the hardware. It's not external. As the name would imply. It's more like just an add-on to the system hardware itself. And it doesn't alter the form factor at all. Like for those PS4s that had the fat expandable storage where it had the double, like how half of it was higher than the other half. And it looked ugly. You're not going to have that with this. It does have something to say a little bit in the direction of modularity with consoles, which could be a huge direction. Towards just them becoming more like PCs. But it's a lot of their thing, I think that they talk about, and I don't understand why this sets them apart from Xbox, but it seems like their language has a lot to do with compression and speed over like overall size. So basically it sounds like they're claiming that like, okay, even though it's not as much space, it won't be difficult to download and re-download.
Right, and they tried to stress that, which scares me. Like, I don't want to worry about that at all. I don't even want that to be a blip on my radar to re-download things.
Sure.
I want that to be like last resort. And right now, that's like a daily struggle with the PS4 for me. Without having expandable storage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but I'm saying, like, if you're able to re-download a game in like 10 minutes quickly,
yeah, that's different.
That would be different, because then you wouldn't necessarily have to be like, the entire stress around re-downloading something is because, it's going to take me an entire day to
I got to keep it all night. I got to keep my PlayStation on rest mode and hope, like, even though it installs, you have to wait another 24 hours for the multiplayer. It's like I can download Destiny and then you pull that baby up, and then you have a whole extra loading thing inside the game.
So my point is, if you don't have that issue of having to wait an entire day to download something, then it alleviates the entire pressure around the notion of the scare of re-downloading your games.
Okay, fair enough.
Overall, if we're looking at the specs, in terms of teraflops and computing power, the GPU has 2 more teraflops or
the Xbox.
The Xbox has 2 more teraflops of processing power over the PlayStation 5. But, and this is a quote from Polygon, quote, Sony's pitch is essentially this. A smaller GPU can be more nimble. A more agile GPU, the inference being that PS5's graphics core should be able to deliver performance higher than you may expect from a teraflops number that doesn't accurately encompass the capabilities of all parts of the GPU, end quote. So the name of Sony's game is efficiency. They're saying, what's the point of having all these teraflops if you're not going to use them to the best of their ability, which is almost a little counterintuitive when you're putting it in the perspective of Sony's main reach here and their main audience for this is developers and developer freedom. So it's almost like, does a bigger number of teraflops for processing power allow more creative freedom for developers?
Is it just a flex, or is it on like with reason?
Is there justified flexing with that number?
Yeah.
Or is it more on like you actually need to do it well and do it right to actually get the performance and the capabilities out of those extra 2 teraflops that you would get?
Now, I would say to quickly go over the last couple things here, just to not make it so wordy and everything. Yeah. Is what we have is for the RAM, we got 16 gigabytes of GDDR6 RAM, which is great because the PS4 only has 8, so it's double the RAM.
GDDR5.
So it's double plus a new generation of RAM.
Or no, I think it's GDDR4, and then the Xbox One has GDDR3. Okay. Which means I think the GDDR4 it's better for bigger open world sort of like more popular games, where GDDR3 was more towards specific details. Okay, cool. I have no idea about GDDR. What is that, 6?
GDDR, 6.
We have the same docket. I don't know why I'm looking over at your laptop.
Memory bandwidth, I don't know. You can look up what this means. I couldn't explain it well to you. I'd butcher it on here. Yep. Optical drive, thank God.
4K, baby.
4K Blu-ray player. Yep. God bless. I've been waiting. I'm mad the PS4 Pro didn't even have one. Mm-hmm. The Pro just had a regular Blu-ray.
Mm-hmm. Well, they're saving it for this,
I guess. But the Xbox has had a 4K Blu-ray player since the S. Or originally on the first one. I'd have to double check that. So that's great. Finally up to speed on there. Yeah. And we already talked about internal storage. Expandable storage, we already talked about that. We're going to get more information on the PS5's expandable storage and what's compatible with it soon.
Xbox One has a 1 terabyte expansion card on the way that's licensed by Xbox.
Which is very cool, and I'm assuming PlayStation's going to have a licensed one as well.
But from the language that Mark's going to use, it sounded like they can use M.2 drives on the open market,
which is great.
Which is super great
as long as they fit physically. Like
yes, as long as
enough.
they physically no, as long as they don't alter the form. Like if they fit in the machine, it'll work.
Yeah. And they have to be up to spec, like up to par with the...
Yeah. They have to be compatible.
So, awesome.
So, the major question for this whole entire announcement is just, is this too technical? Is it too developer-focused for the first, like, main run-through of the hardware specs of this console? Should they have done a more consumer-oriented reveal for their first big unveiling event? Is this bad marketing? Is this bad press?
Here's my opinion.
Okay, go for it.
I think this is a bad start for the PS5 information, but I understand and it's justified because this was supposed to happen at GDC.
Right.
And GDC is a developer-oriented conference.
Sure.
So this information makes total sense to give to your developers and stuff. So by moving it online outside of GDC, it's tough because it's a bad foot forward because people that watched this and were excited for it were expecting something else, which were kind of false expectations in the first place. And I would say I wanted more out of it as a fan, as a person who's ready to buy regardless of the specs, to be honest.
Sure.
Like the next generation, I didn't feel fulfilled in that sense. And these are already rumored things that that are confirmed, like 3D audio, for instance, which is very cool.
And Mark Cerny had previewed some of this talk in earlier interviews as well.
Yeah,
too. So
like we've known most of this stuff for a couple months. Nothing blew me away here.
Sure. Yeah, and I agree.
But hey, I can't be mad. I something's out. Something's official, right?
Here's another thing to think about. Also, another important phrase that I remember being tossed around is cost effective.
Right. Yeah.
So a lot of people are entailing that means that, or they're inferring that means that it will be significantly cheaper,
which is cool,
than the Series X.
Yeah,
that'll sell. All of this set aside, all that really matters is the games. If Xbox Series X has the power, but it doesn't have the games that people want to play, then it's not going to matter.
Exactly.
Right. I think even around the time of the original PS4 and Xbox One, there was a little bit of debate on processing power because specs were very similar.
Yep.
I think the Xbox One was slightly faster. I could be entirely wrong.
Right.
Do you remember?
I don't know if it was faster or not, but
that was like what it came down to this generation.
Xbox has been more powerful in every step of the way this generation.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
but PS4 has greatly outsold Xbox.
Exactly, because they have the games. They have the Uncharted 4. They have God of War. They have Last of Us.
And they
have Bloodborne.
We got to think their marketing at the beginning of the PS4 was way better than Xbox's. And right now, Xbox's is way better than PlayStation's marketing.
You're right. I didn't even think of that.
Also, PlayStation came out a week before that. PlayStation 4 came out a week before the Xbox One.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I don't know. I'm very excited to see what the results are at the end of the year.
Yeah.
And that's it. Too. And that's just a wrap.
All right, Vin.
Okay.
Take on this next one. This is a huge article. Very important.
I really wrote this one out. I'm not going to read the entire article.
Go for it.
Okay. But this is important. Important stuff to think about. So Naughty Dog continues to crunch Last of Us 2 development. This is from Jason Schreier, video game daddy at Kotaku.
Okay. Yeah, he's the man.
He is the man. I wrote a lot down in this article because I think there's a lot of very important bits and pieces of it. I'm going to link the article at the bottom of the YouTube video because I think it's important to read it. Especially as a huge Naughty Dog fan, my favorite studio, hands down. It's hard to read this, but it's great to be aware of it.
And I'm going to say this right before you get into it, but the article that cites some of these tweets that I sent you earlier from Naughty Dog devs, Naughty Dog devs.
Animation dev, yeah.
Yes. My buddy was just about to apply for Naughty Dog position. So my buddy wants to get into the game industry as an animator.
Right.
We're literally the same exact position of this guy who used to work for Naughty Dog. And so I was talking to his brother.
Yeah.
And his brother was saying, oh, yeah, he's totally, he wants to do Naughty Dog now. He doesn't want to work for Bungie, he wants to work for Naughty Dog. I'm like, oh, well, that's crazy because I just read this tweet about all this stuff going down at Naughty Dog that he might want to rethink. He was like, you know what, send it over. So I sent it over and he's like, wow, this is pretty insane.
Right, but I wouldn't say it's a bad idea to work. Okay, let me get into the article.
No, let's get into the article and then talk about it more. You're
okay.
Right.
So there's a couple quotes that Jason. Okay, first off, the article starts off with Jason Schreier saying that he interviewed 13 anonymous Naughty Dog employees.
Okay.
The names are not stated, obviously, and it sounds like these people, they like their jobs.
Okay.
They do
That's
not.
very important to know.
They like their jobs and they are happy to work there.
Mm-hmm.
They are not happy with the expectations that are put on them. They are not forced to do any of these things. They are expected to do these things.
Okay.
So here's what we got. As one Naughty Dog developer recently told Jason Schreier, this game is really good, but at a huge cost to the people. He goes on to say there's an insane amount of detail in Naughty Dog games, and these details exist because Naughty Dog has built a culture of perfectionism where a game has to be great no matter the human cost. Now that sentence alone makes it dehumanizes people, and I don't like that at all.
It's a very huge, very philosophical claim.
Right. Now, I'm going to keep going. It says, many who have worked at Naughty Dog over the years describe it as a duality, as a place that can be simultaneously the best and worst workplace in the world.
Yeah.
So Naughty Dog makes critically acclaimed games alongside artists and engineers who are considered the greatest in their fields. But for many of those people, it also means working 12-hour days or longer, and even weekends when the studio is in crunch mode, sacrificing their health, relationships, and personal lives at the altar of the game. I hate reading that, right?
Yeah.
Because I want to support this game. I don't want to support those work ethics where their devs aren't doing good.
Right.
Right. You want to support these devs, obviously.
Right.
So it's like a balance. I don't want to support that work ethic, but I want to support these devs who have gone through this.
Mm-hmm. And who are working hard, obviously,
right.
to produce a great game.
Exactly.
But you don't want to support the work ethic and the overworking and
right.
low-key abuse of some of these employees.
There's a little bit more about that at the end of the article.
Okay, yeah, keep going.
So here we go. Crunch culture at Naughty Dog is not a secret. The studio is open about its mentality in interviews with new hires, and its managers deliberately seek out perfectionists in art, design, engineering, and all the other disciplines that make these games happen. The type of people Naughty Dog wants to hire are the type of people who will willingly stay late in the office in order to make their games better. The type of people who would take the time to make sacks of grain deflate when you shoot them. That's just in Uncharted. That's like a specific detail, right?
Yeah.
So at Naughty Dog, nobody asks the developers to crunch. Nobody has to ask. They'll be there anyway.
And the big important part about that is they're willingly staying late at the office.
They are willingly, but So here we go. This is a quote from another Naughty Dog employee that says, "You feel obligated to be there later because everyone else is there later."
Oh, sure.
So even though Naughty Dog isn't telling them, "Oh, today you have to work 12-hour day," it's like everybody else is there for 12 hours, and so you're going to feel guilty leaving early. Like they're all in it together. They're making a game that they want to work on.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's tough. That's a tough decision you have to make, right?
Is there a game dev worker union?
I don't know. I'm sure
that's a huge. Sorry,
I can't answer that.
It just made me think of it.
All right, a couple more bullet points here.
Yeah, keep going.
On May 29th, The Last of Us Part 2 will come out. To those who have worked on it, tell me, Jason Schreier, they believe it will be a phenomenal, another shining entry in the Naughty Dog quest for excellence at all costs. Some say they think it's the best game Naughty Dog has ever made. And these are people saying this to Jason Schreier. Anonymous interviews. They don't want to be known for these quotes. Right. What makes sense. Okay, this is the final point. Yet there are also these developers, some of whom still work at Naughty Dog today, who say that there's a part of them that actually wishes the game would fail. Wow. A critical flop might help show Naughty Dog that this isn't the best way to make games, that this level of sacrifice isn't necessary, that maybe the project isn't worth losing all these people. That, perhaps, no matter how many Game of the Year nominations they win, or how high their Metacritic scores climb, all the individual hairs on Joel's eyebrows or the grains of sand in a burlap sack aren't just worth the cost. I don't know, man. It's tough. It's a tough read. This article is a tough read. It's really a
tough read.
And this
really is.
This is a summary. The article is very long. I highly recommend you read it to make a judgment for yourself.
Right.
This is one of those things.
The Kotaku article.
Yeah, I'll link it. Jason Schreier. It's important to think about because you don't want this to become normal.
Right. You don't want to normalize this culture of perfectionism.
No, that's fine. Perfectionism's fine.
Well, the perfectionism culture is what's making everyone stay late and work these ridiculous hours.
Right.
You can have... Sorry, let me reiterate. You can have the culture of perfectionism as long as you set healthy working boundaries.
Yeah.
And so...
You can be perfect and not crunch.
Yes.
Or you can work... You can try to make things perfect without
crunching. Try, but also... To some extent, can you?
I think so. Personally.
Yeah?
Yeah. Why would you have to work 15-hour workdays to make things perfect? It's just going to take longer.
You're right. It's going to take longer.
They can hire more people.
Yeah.
They shouldn't delay it again. For sure. That's for sure.
If you guys haven't, watch Raising Kratos.
Oh, yeah. We talked about this. We plugged this last week as well.
We did plug this last week as well.
It's a good insight for
game development. It is a great insight for game developers and really puts you in the mind of game developers and the toll that hard, very grinding, strenuous work for years puts on these game developers and their personal lives, on their families.
Yeah.
And even the actors.
Yeah.
Too. That they have, that they're mocapping for these roles. It's a very strenuous process.
Right. It's crazy.
Yeah. Got a lot of love for the devs. I really do.
I don't know. Yeah. I'm going to support this game.
Yeah.
Because I want to support the devs.
Do you want to pull up the tweets from the guy, or do you want to...
I don't think we should pull up the tweets from the guy because they summarized pretty well here.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. All right. We will be right back.
Yes, we will. Gamescom 2020 is still going on despite coronavirus concerns. This comes from Stuart Thomas at Games Debate.
Yes, sir. That's a new name for me.
It is a new name for me too. I haven't
heard that one yet.
It's not common.
It's cool.
Or maybe it is just not in my span or sphere of knowledge.
Right.
Anyway, despite increasing worries over the coronavirus, with many public events being canceled, including the Big E3 itself, Gamescom 2020 looks to still be going ahead in August. Now, this event is in Germany, and there's
in Europe,
in Germany, in Europe, and there's now a ban on anything. Any sort of event or gathering of more than 1,000 people until April 10th.
Right.
And Gamescom is supposedly taking place in August, so it has not been affected, but the state government could very well change that date depending on the global situation. Basically, this is just hinging on the fact that the ban goes until April 10th, and Gamescom is in August, which is interesting when you put it in perspective of E3 and other big conferences that happened over the summer, who did choose to cancel despite coronavirus concerns.
Gamescom this week put out a small little snippet, a little thing that basically just said Gamescom is still happening. Thank you, everyone. We'll keep an eye on what the climate is going like, and we will get back to you. But as of right now, we are still on for August. Like, vendors, do not pull out. If you have your tickets and all this stuff, do not cancel anything. It's still happening.
It's cool.
It's cool. It's an event that didn't get canceled yet.
I respect their decision.
Yes, if COVID's on the downwards, you know what I mean?
Right, if it is.
If it's up, then the social gathering deal,
right,
you know.
But I think they would, because it's in August, they have more time to make a final statement.
Absolutely.
Of cancel your tickets, stuff
it's
like
deep
that.
in the future.
It is deep in the future.
Okay.
Next.
This is exciting. The
dynamic duo of gaming in quarter one.
Yes.
2020. The iconic... dynamic between two very different...
incredible dynamic. The two boys, the best friends, the complete opposite ends of the spectrum.
There it is.
The pinnacle of gaming. What do we got? What came out?
Doom Eternal.
On this, Doom Eternal, violent, bloody, gory, brutal first-person shooter on this side.
Yep.
And what came out on this side?
Animal Crossing New Horizons.
Pure. That's all I have to say.
Wholesome
fun.
Fun for the whole family.
Exactly. Now.
Both of these
came
out 2 days early because of coronavirus.
God bless him.
God bless him.
They're giving the people what they want.
They are. Before they even wanted it originally.
Right. Now, both of these games, we've mentioned this in the past, they've had the same release date for a long time. And they're both pretty big games, I would say. They're going to sell very well.
Yeah, they're both big.
And so there's a lot of, fan art and stuff like that with, this big bro Doom guy
Doomslayer, yes.
Doomslayer, and this cute little Animal Crossing Isabelle, you know, Isabelle, just hanging out.
Yeah, it's
and
great.
It's the best.
It's
My
the best
favorite
thing ever.
one is Isabelle sitting on a swing and Doom Guy just like pushing her, and it's
funny.
like so funny.
I love it.
But they're bros, and the devs on Animal Crossing and the devs on Doom Eternal have these like Twitter conversations.
They
back
love
and
it.
forth.
They really
it.
love it because it's the game community coming together. It's two very polarized opposite ends of the spectrum coming together and finding common ground. I think my favorite one that I saw was Doomslayer hands Isabelle the big shotgun, the super shotgun, and Isabelle goes to shoot it and she like flies back out of frame because it's just too much for her. But let's talk about some of the reviews for these.
Yes, but also, we mentioned this in the last podcast. Both of these games, since they're launching on the same day, they want to respect pricing. So they dropped $10 each on day one.
No way.
Both of them. Yeah.
Whoa,
So
I didn't know that.
you could get them brand new for $50 or $50. Now that window is over since it was out for 24 hours.
Sure. Dang.
But that was for the people picking up both.
You should have told me.
You have to pick up both to get it.
You have to pick up both.
And I think it's like an in-store thing. I don't know if it's a digital thing.
I see.
But yeah, pretty cool. Okay, sorry.
Anyway.
Go for it. Yep.
Doom Eternal reviews. IGN gave it a 9. What's actually really funny is both of these games on IGN got the same score, which is a 9.
Perfectly balanced.
Perfectly balanced, as
Total
all
end of
things should be.
Totally end of the spectrum.
Yes.
9. It's perfect.
In their own perspective spheres.
Yep.
Both 9s. Metacritic is at an 88%.
For Doom Eternal.
For a Doom Eternal, yes, thank you. The only complaint that I saw so far was
for
from
Doom.
for Doom, was in a Games Radar review that said it didn't do platforming very well.
Okay.
And it said that because Doom Eternal is a game that forces you to go fast, because that's what it does best. It's a very fast game. The parts that it forces you to slow down are not as
enjoyable.
And it kind of slogs.
Got it.
Is that the right word to use? Sure.
But that's the only negative thing we've heard.
That's the only negative thing I've heard.
It's rave all across.
Rave reviews all across the spectrum.
And then Animal Crossings.
91% on Metacritic.
Even better than Doom.
Even better. Also, these are both phenomenal
scores.
Both
ends.
Absolutely. I was looking earlier, and Doom, the first one, Doom 2016, got reviews kind of in the spectrum of 3.5 out of 5.
Okay.
Around like probably
still good stuff.
Probably the 75 mark on Metacritic. I think I could be wrong.
Cool.
But good score.
Yeah.
Good scores. But these are phenomenal scores, and this actually exceeded my expectations for the game.
Cool.
It really did. So
and you're
I'm
excited.
Really happy about
you're excited for Doom.
I'm very excited for Doom. I'm gonna buy it as soon as I get back home.
All right. I think I'm gonna buy Animal Crossing.
We are Doomslayer and Isabelle. I mean, I wish I was big guy.
I mean,
don't we all?
Don't we all?
Don't we all? Right? But
all right.
Time for our favorite part.
It's just the best part of the show.
Yeah.
Now, I'm sorry, this show's a little short.
This one is a little short.
But also, we're being forced to evacuate our living situation. So, I mean, we have an excuse here, okay?
Yeah.
All right. So, random fun stuff. Also, we're recording this a couple days early. There might be some news stuff that comes out in the next couple days that we might miss. But we'll cover it on the next week.
We'll cover it on the next week. And
absolutely.
Should we... Sorry, this is something that I did not discuss with you earlier.
Oh, great. Okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah, let's just air it out. Yeah, what's going on?
Should we post articles on our Twitter?
We could.
We could post some articles on our Twitter.
Let us know.
Because it might... I don't know.
Yeah, definitely in our
be a good
comments
idea.
we can do that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we can get that done.
Yeah. Just a thought.
Random fun stuff. We're going back and forth, baby. We're going every other. All right.
Let's do it, baby. Boom,
Let me hit the first one.
All right.
Assassin's Creed Odyssey, free this weekend.
This is the only time I'm going to play this game.
It's so good. I platinumed it, man. It's so good.
I know you did, Vin. You talk a lot about Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
I have the disc right here.
I can be really into it.
It's so good.
I can't borrow it now because we're evacuating.
You can. I'm not going to play it. I've done everything in the game. I literally 100%ed it. You can have my disc.
Vin, don't give me your disc.
Okay, fine. I won't. But definitely play Odyssey. It's great. It's phenomenal.
I will. I'll do it this weekend. New Overwatch character announced. Her name is Echo. She's been anticipated for quite a long time, and I'm sure Overwatch fans are very excited for Echo.
Cool.
I dropped out of the Overwatch game a long time ago. But I know there are people who are still heavily invested.
Hardcore fan base.
Hey,
and I'm all for it. That's cool.
Yeah, that's
Overwatch is cool.
Overwatch is cool.
Okay. Resident Evil 3 demo live now on PlayStation.
I actually didn't double check.
It is live now. Okay. It came out the 19th. Okay, the 19th is tomorrow. So by the time you're watching this, it will be live now.
Yes.
I'm gonna play it, the demo. I'm not gonna buy the game. I already know it, but I'll get the demo.
Yeah.
Cool.
Control DLC announced called The Foundation. You're excited about this.
Control, another game I platinumed.
Are you gonna play the DLC?
No. It runs so bad on the PS4, bro, and I got so many more.
Will you replay it on PS5?
Hell yes.
Okay.
Control's amazing, and by the time it comes out on PS5, it'll probably be cheaper.
Maybe I'll play it for PC.
It's so good, and it's beautiful. It's sci-fi.
Okay.
It's right up my alley.
Okay.
Superpowers. Okay, the only thing I didn't like was the main character, which I know it's a big...
That's a big thing, man.
I know it's a big thing, but I got over it so quickly because it was so much fun to play.
Okay. Good, very mechanically sound.
So mechanically sound.
Great.
Except for the glitches, the bugs, and everything, you know?
Do you know if they've patched a lot of it?
Oh, yeah, they patched a crap ton of it.
Okay, great.
I bought it on Amazon because it was like $40 when it came out instead of $60, and I was like, oh, this is great. And then I sold it back to GameStop right after I was done for $35, so I played the game for $5.
Wow, nice.
Best $5 I spent in a while.
That's great.
Okay. HTC Vive Cosmos Elite headset now ships with free Half-Life Alyx copy.
This is new. This headset just came out.
Yeah. Is it out or is it on pre-order? Well, it's sold out anyways.
It just released.
Okay.
Like I looked on a
cool
article it just released.
I want to play Half-Life Alyx. I was not excited that the next Half-Life game is a VR game, and I'm still not excited about it.
This is a good time to talk about what I just did this week.
James, tell the story.
So because of quarantine and everything, I was like, this is the perfect time to buy VR.
Yeah.
On Amazon,
Duh.
they still have Oculus Quests. So I pulled the trigger. I bought an Oculus Quest. I overpaid $156 for it because I wanted it that bad. With tax and everything, it came out to $608. And then I just said, you know what? I'm overpaying. I could just wait, in theory, about 2 months and then just get it at the $400 base price. Also, should be noted that I looked at the Quest about a day or two before this decision.
Yes.
And it was still in stock on the Oculus website for $400. Wish I would have bought it then.
I think you should have.
I should have. But you know what? That's in the past.
There's a nail in that coffin now.
There's a nail in that coffin.
I'm going to guess you don't get a Quest until there's like a new model or something. That's my guess for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll see how it plays out.
We will definitely see how it plays out.
We will see how it plays out.
Godspeed on that journey.
Godspeed on that journey. Steam breaks 20 million concurrent users, probably due to lockdowns and quarantine.
Duh.
But
great. 20 million is a lot of people.
It's a
lot of people gaming.
Very big amount of people.
Lots of people
Lots
gaming.
of gamers.
Yeah, lots of gamers going on.
Gamers.
Fortnite gets helicopters and map changes.
I stopped trying to keep up to date with Fortnite a long time ago.
I will jump in on my Switch to play a game. I will not download it on my PlayStation because it's like dipping into sin. You know what I mean? It's a vice.
Forbidden fruit.
It is a forbidden fruit. So I'll do a little bit on the Switch and then I'll stop. You know? Easy.
Get your fix.
Exactly.
Horizon Zero Dawn PC ports support ultra-wide monitors, which
cool.
I have. So
awesome.
We'll see. I'm not going to buy it again because I don't really enjoy the game.
Fair enough.
But
I mean, I could see this being really cool on ultra-wide monitors.
I could see it being really cool as an ultra-wide monitor.
Yeah.
As an ultra-wide display.
Sure.
Yeah.
And Borderlands 3 is now on Steam as Epic Store exclusivity ends.
This is big.
And it's on sale, 50% off everywhere.
Good.
You can get it for $30 on PlayStation. Maybe
we hate
cheaper.
exclusivity.
Sure. No, I don't.
Why?
PlayStation exclusives are my favorite games.
That's not what I meant by exclusivity.
Okay.
What I mean is we want as many people to play a game as possible because that's the best for developers.
Yes. And people.
And the people.
And the people.
And the people.
That's it. That's episode 7 in the bag.
Episode 7. Done.
Ladies and gentlemen, have a phenomenal quarantine week.
Have a great quarantine week.
We have now around 7 to 8 hours of content on our channel.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are really just bored, you can just, play us on repeat. It would really help a lot.
It would really help a lot.
We're
only slightly desperate.
Play some games, watch some movies, FaceTime your friends.
Yeah.
Just live. Live life.
Live life.
Have fun.
Have fun.
Be safe out there.
Be safe.
Wash your hands.
Wash your hands.
Use soap.
Social distance.
Hand sanitizer. Anything else?
Don't overstock on
toilet paper.
Toilet paper.
That's right. Don't do that.
There are people out there who need it real bad. There are people out there who need cleaning supplies.
James, how are we doing on our rolls?
I think we're doing good on our rolls.
God bless it.
God bless it. But it doesn't matter anyway because we'll be out of here in 2 days.
Oh my gosh.
Just pray your house back home is good on rolls. That's what matters.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, here we go. This will be exciting.
What if you stopped on the drive home?
Yes.
And you had to poop, but there were no rolls left?
On the road?
On the road, because people are going out to these like gas stations and stuff to steal toilet paper because they need it that bad.
This is extreme.
This is extreme, but these are dire circumstances.
Right. I'm going to leave that one up to your imagination. We're going to fade out right here.
Well,
peace out, everybody.
I'm not redoing mine.
All right, we'll see you.
I'll redo mine.
We'll see you hopefully next week. And you won't probably see us because we're going to be in audio. So you're going to hear us next week, next Friday.
You didn't commit to the full salute.